Hey everybody. So I just had a conversation with one of my clients and I found it interesting enough that I wanted to share it with you guys. She had been working previously with another trainer for quite a while and was enjoying it, was getting good results, but for one reason or another decided that it wasn't working and discontinued. Um, and I've been training with her for a few months now, I think about 5, 6 months. And the results have been great. Uh, she's really enjoying the workouts. I'm enjoying the sessions as well. She's dedicated, and all is going well. And she's getting more into it. She's asking a lot of very important questions about workouts, about nutrition, about supplements. And one of the things that I advised her was to give creatine a try. So again, she's been using creatine for about 2 months now, and feeling good on it, feeling strong. She's looking great, feeling more energized. And she came to me today and she told me that she ran into her former trainer and they started talking. And the trainer was giving her compliments about how good she's looking and all of that. And then he asked her, "What are you taking for supplements?" And she told him that she started taking creatine. And he told her, "No, no, you can't take creatine. It's bad for you. It's unsustainable. Um, don't do it." Hard no. And so she came to me today and she told me the story. And again, this girl, she's not just getting her information from me. She is doing her own research, which I really appreciate. I like when people come to me and they ask me questions and they're inquisitive. But I also like when people are um, presenting me with some information maybe that they found and can try to challenge my own opinions and stances on certain subjects. But creatine is a subject that there's never been any pushback on. I suggested it to her fairly early on, and then she went and did her own research, found that it was all good for her, and decided to start taking it. Now, this trainer, I mean, overall, he seems like a good guy and seems like, he knows a thing or two for sure. Um, so it's interesting to me that he would have such a hard stance on creatine being a negative for her to take. And then I asked a couple questions because I was also like, I'm genuinely interested to understand what is it that he doesn't like about it. What is something that I'm maybe not considering? And she told me, and at that time when we were talking about this conversation, she was doing a dumbbell chest press. So she told me, well, he would never allow me to do any type of chest press because this movement, according to him, is not good for females. So now it started to make sense. I started to be able to create a profile in my mind of who he is. I've never met the guy. I don't know much about him, but and the idea is not for me to come on here and talk specifically about one guy, but I think it is also useful to understand where people are coming from and why they say what they do. If the guy is coming from a perspective of chest presses are not good for women, maybe it's a bit more of a old school traditional mentality of, I don't know if those are the right words to call it, but maybe an old school traditional way of thinking about how women should be. And also, if we think about supplementation and creatine, what is the old school traditional way of thinking about creatine is that it's for muscle building. So now I'm starting to get the idea. Maybe the guy doesn't like for women to build muscle. Maybe that's not his idea, but which is okay. Like to each their own, totally fine. But this is why it's important to continue to research. because all of the studies now, like now creatine has been studied for like 20 plus years extensively, and all the studies are positive. There's really no negative studies out there. So not many supplements you can say that about. But more interestingly is that lately all the studies for the past 5, 6 years have been focused on creatine's benefits outside of strength training. You know, now they're offering it as a supplement for women going through menopause. For example, they're giving higher dosage, I think around 20 grams for women going through that. And if that's going on, if they're finding through extensive research that creatine is providing benefits outside of strength training, it's providing cognitive function, more energy, and things like this, then that's why we need to continue to research, because maybe 10 years ago we were thinking about creatine as an aid in muscle building, but it's not how I think about it anymore. I don't think it's how a lot of modern trainers are thinking about creatine. So the point isn't to talk about one guy. The point isn't even really to talk about creatine. But my point is just like when you hear me talking, you should also understand where I'm coming from. Why do I train the way I train? Why do I think the way I think? Why do I give the advice that I give? Is it because I'm the finite source of information? No, it's not that at all. But because I have a very specific background and experience in education, my mentors, the type of people that I've worked with, my background, like all of this creates a profile of who I am and what I stand for. And if that aligns with you, then great. And if not, also great. But just understanding that everything I say is influenced from my background, and what other trainers are saying is influenced by their backgrounds. And it shouldn't be one versus the other in terms of right or wrong. But as I say all the time, understanding the context of why somebody is saying what they're saying can go a long way in you being able to find what truly works and resonates with you. So to summarize, I would say this: don't take information at face value. Dig deep into the source of the information and understanding why you're getting it from that person or that paper, even that study. Everything has a reason. So dig deep, try to understand, and the wind is picking up. I think that's a sign for me to check off. So till next time, take care. Bye.